Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Pension Board meeting, Town of Pembroke Park, Wednesday, December 11, 2019 at 6:45 p.m.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please. Yes. Commissioner Cohen?
Here.
Commissioner DeVille? He is running late. He doesn't get off work till 7. For Commissioner Jacobs? He is unfortunately stuck in Orlando due to weather. Vice Mayor Clark?
Here.
Mayor Mahoney? Here. But both are on their way.
Okay.
So, number 1, presentation of the pension report, the annual pension report. Gloria Rosen, Benefits Coordinator.
Good evening, is this on? Am I on?
Yes.
I don't see the light either. Oh, wait, I don't have my glasses on. Let me see.
I'm not mechanical, so there we go.
There it is.
Yes? Okay. But you can all hear me anyway, right? All right. So this year, we're doing a little bit differently because of the fact that every year I come in at least 3 to 4 times a year to do quarterly reports on the pension plan for the commissioner's pension.
Can you talk into that so I can hear a little bit? Bring it down to your mouth a little bit. Yeah.
How do you do
No,
that?
you got it up. You got to bring it down.
Okay.
There you
Is
go.
this better? Okay. Let me start again. Annually, I do a report at the end of the year, which is your October 1st through September 30th of each year is your fiscal year. So this year and every year there, I've always done at the end of the year, towards the end of November, like we are now, or December, we get the report for the year prior, and we go through that. And then we also have inside this report, I'm just giving you a synopsis ahead of time. Inside the report, we also have what has to be paid for next year. In other words, the contribution that is going to be required for the pension plan. So what I'm trying to paint a picture here is, because I want to make sure that everybody's in sync, we have 2 new commissioners. We do know, and we voted for many years ago, when we started this plan back in 2009, that the new commissioners going forward would have to wait 13 years to be vested in the pension plan. Do you all recall that?
Yeah, plus hard labor.
Yeah, okay. So in the meantime, we have 2 new commissioners. However, we have to start funding for them as if they're going to be here 13 years from now. If they are not here, then what happens is the money stays in the plan. They do not get $1 of it should they be living and leave here before the 13 years. The second part is, though, there is life insurance, as you all know, and remember, we have life insurance on each of the commissioners in order to shore up the pension plan and not have it be on the town to have to worry about the 10 years after the death of a commissioner. You remember your family members get the pension as you did when you were alive. So we bought life insurance so that upon the death of a commissioner, that money would take its place and be enough that the town doesn't have to worry about putting extra money in there. So that's what we did. That's just bringing you up. So I'm going to suggest tonight 2 things. We have the suggestion as to what the contribution has to be, and then what we have also is life insurance on the 2 new commissioners, and I'm going to suggest something a little different. Instead of permanent life or whole life, we're going to look at term for them because it's very inexpensive, and then 4 years from now, if they're still here, then we'll consider putting a little, taking from the term and making some of it into permanent. So as time goes by, as the years go on, they locked into the age that they bought it at and then turn around and start converting it into permanent. So let's start with opening up this gray. And I would like you to do me a favor because I found a couple of errors today and it was too late to actually correct them. But after number 1, you're going to see on top of number 1. And on this one here, it's tab 1, page 1. We all have it? Okay. If you remember, this is what I do every year so that we bring everything up to date and we go through the history of the entire amounts of money that were put in. So if you look on top, we started this plan August 24th, 2009 is when I received the first $700,000 deposit. From that point on, from August 25th, 09 through 9/30/19, the town has put in $1,185,201. And you see the total of $1,885,201. We've taken out for insurance premiums $29,000 through the 10 years, and annuities of $356,812. So that's insurance and annuities. And let me go back on the annuities. If you all recall, certain commissioners could not get the life insurance. So in lieu of that, we put in an annuity. We put a lump sum in with a death benefit so that it would grow and be much less than it would be more for the benefit of the pension plan. It grew by 5%. One of them grew by 7%. I'll go through that. So the total withdrawals for benefits paid, $352,000. Less contributions, total contributions less withdrawals, $1,146,000. And the end value as of September 30th is $2,246,570. Minus the contributions, we have a net gain over the 10 years of $1,099,000. Do we all see that? Mm-hmm. Okay, except that I found the error that she forgot to add in, the Home Office forgot to add in the life insurance premium, cash values. So what I want you to do is turn over a couple of pages, and you're going to see a handwritten number 2 on top. In that same fold, it's in the same area, just a couple of pages, and it's a sideways type. You find it? Okay. If you look at this now, you're going to find the same $2 million that we have, $2,246,000. You see it on the middle. It says valuation assets, but then we have insurance cash values and annuities of $851,000. And we have a total of $3,097,667 in values. And then there is a breakdown underneath of each person's cash values and annuity balances. And then I want you to turn to the next, which is number 3, which is where we have the life insurance showing all the benefits that have been put into the pension plan. Do you see that, number 3? Gina?
Yes, I do. I'm done.
It should be very clear to you. You know all of it.
Yeah, I'm following.
I know. I'm saying we've been through this 100 times. Okay, so you look at the death benefits on the left-hand column. I want you to notice that in 2020, the premiums dropped down because Howard's life policy is all paid up. And then you will notice that Ashira also has a policy that is going to be paid up in 2021, the next year. So the amount of insurance that is required is going down as far as premiums. You all follow that?
So I'm looking. So it would be a share in myself too?
Yeah, you're all in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember, you're all included.
Yeah.
Everything is inclusive.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, let's go to tab 3. Tab 3 is the actuarial evaluation. Our finance director, I have to give you a package so you could follow along. All right. If you want to come up and get it, I have it up front. All right, the actual valuation is the report that's made. And I want you to go to page 1. It says Summary Evaluation Results. It's 3 pages down. And here's where the contribution is. Do you have that? On the very bottom lines, last year, 2018, that's the right-hand column, you will see that we sent in the recommended, almost the recommended contribution of $36,177. It should have been $38,629, but it was insufficient to carry it. It was an error made, a slight error, no big deal. But I want you to see what's recommended for 2019, which is $85,303. This is not due now. If you paid it now, it would be $80,000 above that 096. You see it? But if you wait till the end of the fiscal year, which is September 30th, and because of budgeting purposes, they've always waited because of waiting for your budget to be done in July, August, and then it's not ready till the end of September. So that's why it's more money. You have a question?
Yes, so wait, if they paid today, it would be 80,000. If they paid
September 30th.
September 30th, it's 85,000. So
Mhm.
there's a discount for paying early,
Yes.
and we're not taking advantage of that.
We have never taken advantage of it.
Emma has a question. Are what on?
Are your microphones on? Very
Yeah.
hard to hear y'all.
But you can hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm loud.
Hard to hear them.
Ah.
Okay.
Are they central system?
Yeah, same old system, hasn't been
Oh,
changed.
okay.
Sorry.
Sure, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, no, I was just asking, were we aware that there was a discount for paying it earlier?
All these years we've gone through this.
Oh, I didn't remember that part.
Mm-hmm.
That's better.
Okay. Okay, so then we need to move to pay it
Well,
early.
you know what? It's that's the rules. That's how it works. It's always been like that.
But that's almost like that's a $5,000 and change
Differential, yes.
difference.
Mm-hmm. But again, if the money is
It
available,
is.
That's a compressor on the air conditioning unit
Yeah, no.
or the
So then-
recoil.
So then we need to move forward on getting it paid early so that we can take advantage of the discount. That's like paying the taxes on your property. You pay it in November, you get the discount.
also in the front,
Discount too.
so that I want to go back on that first page after the first tab, number 1, because we have what's called an investment gain of $1,099,000, but that does not include the cash values and the 800 and change from the cash values of the life insurance and the annuities. So that brings it up really to almost $2 million gain, a little less. So we're in very good shape as far as pension goes. But again, I want to just address something else. When you looked at the tab 1 on the third part, I want you to go back to that. I want to refer to it. I want you to look at the
So
premiums.
Going back to 3,
Go back to 3 on the
page 1?
page 1, part 3.
Okay.
I want you to look at the death benefits, and then I want you to look at the premiums that it costs through the years and what's going forward. And then I want you to look at my recommendation that I'm going to hand out now. Can you take a couple of passes?
Okay.
So what page are we looking at, Gloria?
The next one.
Huh?
The next one.
Next one, page 5?
No, honey, on page, after 1. Go to 1, back to here.
Okay, 1?
No, back here.
That one.
Tab 1.
Tab 1.
Sorry, I made an error. Tab 1.
On page 3.
Last page on
Okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
And
you
then
got it.
page 3, gotcha.
Okay.
Page 3, okay.
Did I give you this? Just take 2 copies from
This is,
Brady with the paper.
I'm recommending for the 2 new commissioners that we start off, because we have 20 years. Did I give you one, Howard?
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay. That we start off with a term policy instead of permanent like I did with all of you. The reason we had to do permanent was your ages, and we couldn't get 30, 40, 50-year terms. So on this, with these
And
guys,
I was young enough.
yeah, you were,
So
but,
was I.
yeah, no, sorry, Howard. Emma, as well.
Using me as an example. Everybody in the audience, she always does this. But I'm still here. Okay? Thought I was gone a long time ago.
So what I wanted to do is show you this because it's interesting. The first one is Jeffrey, and the second one underneath is Renal. And Miss Jeffrey Jacobson Duville. What I'm showing you is a $500,000 term, and I'm recommending the 20-year term, and that's the annual premium. And why wanted you to look at tab 3 was for the same reason of what the cost is minimal. So between the 2 of them, it's a little bit over $1,000 a year.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why is Jeffrey more than,
Age,
is it, okay, age, okay.
age and maybe medical information, but it's
Okay.
age
Okay.
primarily first and then medical.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
what I'm trying to say is if we do the same, what is it?
Well, we're gonna have to look into that. Let's vet that one thoroughly. Okay? That's a lot of money, big difference, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's what happens
Yeah,
when you don't have an ounce
okay.
of body fat on you.
Let's go back to
Jeffrey.
the last line. The last line in each of the columns shows you what's called the eclipse protector, which is the one you have. And I wanted to show you the difference in rate. So on Jeffrey, it would be almost $5,000 a year. And on Renaud, it would be $3,200 a year. So for right now, I'm recommending that we do a 20-year term for the next 4 years. And if they do get reelected or decide to stay, and go through for more terms, then we start turning it into permanent insurance.
So we would do the annual premium?
Yeah, we do the annual premium anyway. It comes from the pension plan.
$725?
It's paid out of the pension plan.
Okay,
Yep, that comes from the pension.
all right.
That's how it's done. But the point being, to try to save the town right now, financially, I want to be able to alleviate that burden right at this moment.
So wait, if we pay early, we'd only be paying $80,000. We'd have a $5,000 room cushion, and we only have to pay $1,000 for the two of them.
Yes,
Excellent point.
yeah. Well, here's the point. Hi, Ray.
Hey, Ray, we're just talking about you. Come on. So you defend yourself.
We're doing the pension plan, Ray. It's in that book, but we've already gone through it, so I could do it again with you separately.
Okay.
I'd be happy to. All right, so the point is that I was told that a resolution has to be made concerning this. Normally, we would do that during this meeting and then vote during the regular meeting. That's how it's been done all these years. And that because Chris is not here tonight, Chris Ryan, so he said to put it off till January. But you don't have to vote on how much is due, the 80,000 or the 85,000, because that is required. That has nothing to do with a vote. I'm just letting you know that ahead of time. That's part of, and so is the life insurance on the two. It's been included in there are resolutions already for that for the protection of the pension plan, because you all have it. So it's not something new that we're doing today. I'm just letting you know this.
So we just need to give direction to get them put on bills over 500 so that they can be issued out.
Well, this is up to you guys. I
And
mean,
then
I
we do
just
the 20-year term?
20-year term is what I'm recommending.
Commission.
Yes.
Okay.
And do the 8,000 instead of the 85.
Yeah, if they pay it early, we pay 80,000, and then we'd have the
Say
$5,000.
$5,000.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then
we can get a whole air conditioner instead of half.
Well, on the other hand, you have to remember something. I don't know what your budget is. So it wasn't budgeted because of the fact that we have the two new commissioners. I didn't know what the numbers were going to come out to when this first started. But in reality, it's supposed to be from September 30th, October 1st. So that's how it works. Any other questions on
Yeah,
this?
Ray, you're costing us a lot of money.
Sorry about that.
No, Ray, they're joking. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's
we're
pennies.
going to give him some fattening food so
Yeah.
his price will go up a little.
You came across like really insurable.
Okay, are there any questions, though?
Compliment.
Does anyone have any questions for Gloria?
No,
No.
not I.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we'll give direction at the regular meeting in
January?
like 10 minutes.
No,
No,
no.
we'll give
Thank you,
direction.
thank you very
Okay.
much.
And that way Harry can have it on bills
I
over
do
500.
have a question.
Sure.
How much are we paying out for contributions?
Wait, I'm sorry to interject, but we need to speak into the microphone because I
But how much are we paying out currently for all the money owed to different people that are getting?
We're paying out on two retirees. That's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up. We're paying out on two retirees currently, and it's a little over 43,000 and change each. That's on two. Then we had, if you recall, we had two that deceased years ago, and we paid it out of this pension plan on those two, which was Kumo and Lyons, if you recall that part. So the two that we're paying out. You and Gina have the right to retire at any time. So these figures here, this 80,000 that's due, is also consideration going forward that you two absolutely can retire from today going forward at any time. So they have to take that into consideration, and that's how it's done. They assume you are going to retire. They have to make assumptions.
Okay.
Anything else, please?
I'm stuck here until I'm old and gray, right?
I can't hear you.
I said I'm stuck here till I'm old and gray, right?
Well, okay, that's something else. Anything, nothing else? Thank you very
That's all.
much.
Just joking with you. Thank you very much, Gloria. No further questions of Gloria? No?
No.
Okay, so then I will entertain a motion to adjourn the pension board meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
and I would like